The ways I've been able to develop the conventions of my music video is by creating a narrative and performance-based video. By creating a storyline, I have been able to relate lyrics from the song to the footage that I have, following what many videos do. An example of this is where Casey sings "Lay down a list of what is wrong" while showing Chloe to be writing to Max. This has worked effectively as the viewer is able to understand what is going on. However, when looking at the performance side to my video, I have challenged how this works as Casey didn't lip sync to the music like many artists do, but she actually recorded the vocals as I was filming her. The reason I did this was because the Frey are a male vocal group, and by having Casey singing in a male voice it wouldn't have worked. When looking at Johnny Cash's music video Hurt, I noticed that he had some footage that cut on the beat in the beginning of this video. I have then done something similar with my video, editing some of my footage on the beat. The camera angles that I have included in my video follow the conventions of many other music videos, as the main shots I have used throughout are close-ups as well as medium close-ups. I have then included many handheld camera shots after being inspired by Rudimental's music video to Waiting All Night. I have then used dark lighting in a scene. This is where the scene is lacking or has very visible light. As I have filmed a lot of my footage in the dark, this is something I have been able to incorporate in my music video. Dark lighting has enabled me to set the mood of the song, making it serious and quite gloomy in parts, especially in the end. This has also worked well with the lyrics of the song, and as it's quite sad, but also the storyline I've created. With the genre of music being piano/alternative rock, the use of black is quite significant. When looking at the time of day I would film this. This is similar to rock videos such as I Need You by the Chronicles and Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold, as they have filmed these videos in studios with black walls as well as including little lighting, but also the Frey's own official music video to How to Save a Life, as that was a very dark lit video. By complying with this to a certain extent, my music video would be suitable to fit in with the rock genre and also the band style. I have then been able to challenge the conventions by not including a channel logo on my video. This is something commonly seen when watching a music video on the TV. However, I decided I wouldn't use one, but I did include the artist name and the song name in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, which does follow the conventions. I think the use of my music video and ancillary text together have been very effective, as both my CD cover and advert relate to the video as well as following the same theme. In this case, I have been able to channel the genre of rock by making sure both the video and artifacts were dark in colour by using different editing techniques such as black and white in both Premiere Pro and Photoshop. Another element that binds my prints and videos together is the images that I have used. This includes 3 small screenshots from the video at the bottom of the inner sleeve, showing a shot of Chloe and Max, and then Max by himself. By including these images, you are given an insight to the video, but it also allows you to make the connections with them being on the back cover of the CD, as well as being on the advert. By having the characters included in every part of the production, it has made it on a whole more successful in binding everything together, as it has created familiarity. This was important as I wanted to make sure everything went together well. As well as this, I used the same location for the video as I did for taking the photos. This is successful as it shows that I have put thought into the artifacts as well as the video, creating connections between the two. By including the record's logo Epic to the back of my CD cover, it has made the combination of both the video and artifact stronger, as the CD cover is the only place you will see it. This was important to include on the album as it tells the viewer who the band are signed with. As well as this, I have included the label's logo, which is Sony, the copyright information from the original album, and also the barcode that I created myself using Photoshop. By doing this, it shows you that I have been able to take the conventions of a real album and arrange them to make them look realistic on the back of my CD cover. But it's not only this that shows that I've been able to follow the conventions with my cover, as I've used the trifold method. This means I've created a CD cover with 3 images on the front. This includes the front cover, the back cover and the inner sleeve, and on the 3 on the back including information on the album and a photograph that I've split into 2 to allow the information to be centralised. By handing out a questionnaire, I was able to gain feedback in an organised way. Having my class look at my music video and blog, they were able to fill in the sheets stating what they thought about my production as a whole. When looking at question 1, the feedback I received was positive. This was because the options good and excellent had been picked regularly when looking at the success in following the codes and conventions of a music video. Question 2 then asks how well planned my production was from evidence on the blog, and from looking at all the various questionnaires I have been successful in the planning process. Evidence of this on the questionnaires is that number 1 was circled many times, whilst the number 2 was circled once. Question 3 then looked at how imaginative my production was, with some people saying that it showed high imagination with creative flair, as well as others saying it only showed some imagination. For this, I tend to agree that I only used some imagination, as the storyline concept I chose, in this case drugs, didn't come across as well as it could have, with someone commenting that the narrative was a little confusing at times. But by watching 18 by Ed Sheeran, I now see a way that I could have portrayed this better. The technical aspects of the video are also important, and you will be able to see this from question 4. The aspects that are being rated here are shot composition, mise-en-scene, editing, sound and music, and the use of fonts and text. From the feedback sheets I have, there has been a range of opinions coming through, as many people think I have done well with including these aspects, while others think things could be better. One of the things I have picked up on is that people think I should have used more locations when filming. This was something I planned on doing when I drafted out my storyboard, however this didn't work out in the end. Question 5 then asked for people to make suggestions on how my production could be improved. This includes a number of people saying that I should have filmed in the day, as some of my footage was too dark. Many others were saying that Casey, who performed the song, should have had a costume as she was in a uniform at the time of filming. I agree with this, as I think I could have planned something for her to wear beforehand. However, asking her to be part of my video was last minute, and this didn't seem like an issue at the time. The last question asked was how well did the print artifacts tie in with the main production. Most of the people asked said they were good and that they related to my video well. One comment made was interesting visual design, while another said they relate to the production and the dark theme shows feeling. This was an interesting comment, however, as the video was dark, it made sense to use similar colour scheme when making my CD cover and advert. In the research stage of my production, the use of internet allowed me to gain access to the band's website, helping me to gain a knowledge and understanding about the song How to Save a Life. As well as this, I was able to look at a range of music videos using YouTube, which meant I was able to see what types of camera shots were used, as well as the ideas for possible narratives. Videos I did look at were Hurt by Johnny Cash, Born to Die by Lana Del Rey, Skyscraper by Demi Lovato and Footloose by Blake Shelton. By looking at different genres, I was able to see how lighting, costumes and the use of camera angles were all used differently. In the planning stage, technologies I used were Blogspot. This enabled me to upload my storyboards, filming schedule and song information all in one place, keeping them together for me to look at for future reference. When it came to constructing my music video, I used a wider range of technologies than I previously needed. This included a Sony HD XC130 film camera that I used to film all my footage with. Another camera I used was the Canon 1100D to take photographs behind the scenes, and I also used it to take the CD cover photo. When it came to editing my footage, I used Adobe Premiere Pro, which I had previously used. With this experience, I knew what I had to do when it came to putting my video together. With this, I was also able to add fades and filters to the footage, which changed the way they looked. An example of this in my video is when Max is walking to Chloe's house. As the scene took up a big part of my video, I decided to cut different parts of it and then join them together with the use of a cross dissolve. By doing this, you are able to see Max at different stages of his walk, but on the same screen. This effect works well as it shortens the time the scene is shown. On the clips of Casey performing, I have added a lens flare which brightens the footage, and I have also added lighting effects that have enabled me to change the colour of the clip. The colour I chose to use was yellow. This was because I just wanted to make the original white background more vibrant. By using the video effects that were on Premiere Pro, I was able to use the effect black and white to change the colour of a lot of my footage. I did this to show the difference between memories and present footage. Adobe Photoshop was another piece of software I used when it came to editing my CD cover and advert. With access to this, I was able to manipulate the images, which included changing the colour, size and the effect that was added to them. On my album cover, I used many different filters. For example, on the front cover I used a warming filter, which allowed me to change the colour of the image. In this case, I used the colour orange and then changed the density of it to make the colour stand out more. On the back cover, I then used another filter called Poster Edges, which allowed me to posterise the image. This made the image look grainy and made it seem like more of a surveillance image. I also used the adjustments that are available on Photoshop to make the photo look black and white. During the evaluation stage, I have then been able to join all of these aspects together to ensure that I have an effective director's commentary. As well as this, I have also been able to use more software including PowerPoint and Camtasia Studio, which has allowed me to make both movies and record the screen.